He went from, pretty much nothing to some scruff to pretty damn thick. Like you would, think this guy's genetically blessed in the beard department when you see this. What's up guys, Derek, moreplaysmoredeeds.com. Today we're going to be talking about minoxidil and beard growth. So a lot of people who aren't able to grow facial hair very well will turn to minoxidil as it is a potent growth agonist. It is often used on the scalp for growing hair. It was also found as a side effect via lowering blood pressure. What it was originally designed for is as a oral blood pressure lowering medication. One of the side effects was hair growth everywhere. So it's been theorized that you could just apply it to your beard and achieve these same growth agonist-like effects locally in the beard that you could on the top of the scalp. And in practical application, does it actually work? And if it does, is it permanent? This is something that no one really addresses. They address whether it works, which most of us know that it actually does work pretty well, but is it permanent after you stop the minoxidil? So this is something I found really interesting, and it's actually somebody that I have known for a while now and is actually a very reputable source of information and unbiased, credible. Why the fuck would he lie about this? He would have no reason to. He didn't grow facial hair very well. As you can see here, this is his before. All three angles of his face. He did not grow facial hair very well. This was in 2017. So for a year, what he did was he applied minoxidil all over his beard twice a day, once when he woke up and once before he went to sleep. And this is what the after pictures look like. So it obviously worked. Now, he decided at this point in August 2018 that he was going to continue taking it for another year. So another year into it, and his gains were even more impressive. He went from, pretty much nothing to some scruff to pretty damn thick. Like you would, think this guy's genetically blessed in the beard department when you see this, but it's, substantial. Like the gains from 0 to year 1 were already good, but then from 1 to year 2 are even better. So this is in 2019, a year after. And then at this point, this is when he decided to stop using it. So by the, what you would logically assume with minoxidil is that you would lose all your gains after. This is what happens when people stop using it on their scalp. However, a year after stopping it, none of his gains went away. He actually kept them all, which was actually really interesting. So this is basically his conclusion, was that the gains in beard growth are actually permanent. And when he shows his facial hair progression, he says, April 2020, this was literally like a week and a half ago, are minoxidil beard gains permanent? He says, yes. So this is a year after not using minoxidil at all. Like he hasn't used anything to grow his facial hair whatsoever. And now it pretty much looks exactly the same as when he was using minoxidil at the 2-year mark. And relative to what him trying to grow his facial hair out at, baseline, the difference is night and day. So is it safe to say that minoxidil beard gains are permanent? Yes, I think they can be. And he has proven this without a doubt. And it's very interesting to me because the application I usually see minoxidil for is on the scalp, not on, the facial hair. So it's just interesting how typically people notice significant regression after dropping it on the scalp, but he had no regression whatsoever on the face. So what's the takeaway from all that? Basically, if you're on the fence about it and your, issue, I guess, or your hang up is you're not sure if you want to be stuck taking this medication for the rest of your life to maintain your beard, it doesn't seem like it's the case. So it's definitely something to consider. And as far as the minoxidil he's using, I think he just got the standard, like cheap Kirkland stuff, which works just fine. If you do want to get a grease-free minoxidil, I do have a link in the video description below. This one is how they formulated it. It's actually a lot quicker drying and it doesn't stay greasy. Like if you've ever used the Kirkland stuff, that stuff is pretty disgusting in how it can leave your hair, to be honest, in terms of the amount of propylene glycol and just like the proportion that they're using. It's just like it stays there all day and it's just disgusting and it makes you feel greasy and gross, and it just looks bad. So the stuff in by this company is actually very good. In my opinion, it's the exact same active ingredient, the exact same strength. So it's no better in terms of how potent it's going to be, but it will not make your beard or your hair look like shit after you use it. So some incentive to get that if you care. I'm just letting you know that that is available, and it's something that supports the channel. So if you were gonna look into this, it might be worth looking at. Also on top of that too is micro needling. If you've never micro needle, it's definitely something that can help. It's almost like a 1 + 1 = 3 effect on the scalp when you combine minoxidil and micro needling with 1.5 millimeters once a week. On the face, I would not use 1.5 millimeters. And frankly, I've never even done micro needling on the beard area, so I don't know what millimeter depth you need to use, but the same effect of 1 + 1 = 3 can be achieved by combining micro needling with minoxidil application in the face from what I've seen. So it might be worth, looking at as well if you're somebody who has an extremely hard time growing facial hair, and this is, something you've been looking into as a, strategy to deploy to, go from shitty sparse beard to, decent, thick ass beard. So something to think about. So I'll put the link to the microneedling device I use too for my scalp in the video description below. It makes microneedling 100 times easier. You can choose your depth, and you can get, like thousands of punches in your face done in like a couple of minutes, as opposed to with a roller, you end up tearing your skin because it's going in at an angle. And if you use a Dermapen manually, you end up sitting there for 25 minutes going in and out by yourself. So it's just a huge time saver in my opinion, and worth every penny. So I'll put that in the description below as well. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my blog, moreplatesmoredates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplates_moredates, Facebook, Snapchat, BitChute, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, wherever I am. Talk to you guys soon.